Hey Creepsters, welcome to the Weird News. Filling in for Polly is Daniel. So I have some...
Good evening.
Good evening. We hope you're all doing really well today and you're ready to hear some crazy stories. Are you ready?
Roll out with it.
All right. Okay, this was in Maris, Indiana. At a Catholic church, a communion wafer, they found a bunch of weird red marks on it, so they thought it was all miraculous and stuff. You know how like you see Jesus on toast.
I think I did hear about this story.
Oh, did you? Well, this discovery was unusual enough for them to have a formal inspection, Analysis revealed that only fungus and 3 different species of bacteria were on it, and all of which were commonly found on human hands. So you're putting that wafer in your mouth.
Yeah, well, there's a lot more disgusting things going in people's mouth at the Catholic Church, so...
Oh, all right. Next, 2 men from Oregon who were missing after going on a search for Sasquatch. They were found dead. The men were reported missing from a family member. After a 3-day search, they were found in Gifford-Pinchot National Forest in a heavily wooded area. More than 700 reports of Bigfoot sightings in Washington state have been submitted to the Bigfoot Field Researchers Organization.
Okay, I saw that story actually on the news about 2 guys that died looking for Bigfoot.
Oh, was that this story?
And I believe so.
Okay.
And my first thought was, good. You know what? You're idiots.
No.
You're looking for something that doesn't exist. I hope you all, all
I don't agree. Hunt on. Keep searching. The truth is out there.
Yeah, and, when you
don't die. Don't die, bro.
Yeah, but you're going to...
That's sad, though. But I have a fun fact. Did you know, in Skamania County, harming Bigfoot is punishable by a $1,000 fine, and it can even include jail time.
You can't harm something that doesn't exist.
Okay.
God, is this a fucking Jack Link's commercial?
I wish. I want some beef. I love that stuff. Okay. Mark Josley from Switzerland was fined $7,390 after he purchased pink plastic water pistols for his godchildren, because doing so violates the country's weapons law. They ruled that even though the pistols were imitations, they could be confused for real firearms due to their appearance. They're pink and plastic. I think they were just giving him a hard time.
Yeah, that's pretty ridiculous.
Yeah, kids, you're not allowed to do this in school either. Am I going to get flagged for doing this on YouTube? Uh-oh, I'm in timeout. I poked my gun at you.
You know what? Let me say something about that. You're not supposed
We're back to the rant.
You're not supposed to do that in school. Guess what?
You're not.
How
about doing that in school?
You should be damn thrilled if you see a kid doing that in
Instead
school.
of that.
Be glad they're not holding a real damn gun in this day and age.
I'm not even thinking of that.
I mean, damn. People who are doing this are talking shit.
Yeah.
That was always fine when I went to school.
Talking shit doesn't get you killed. Well.
Yeah.
Unless you're talking shit to someone with a real gun.
You might want to rethink that policy, because it's a pretty stupid one.
Yeah. Okay, and I only have one more weird news. I told you this is going to be real short. But a German soccer match was abruptly canceled after an unexpected incident on the field. As the referee was checking the players' IDs while they warmed up, the child of one of the players... This is what one of the players said. The child of another player, he said, quote, "He came closer and closer to me, then suddenly, to my complete surprise, gave me a sharp bite on my left testicle." So, the match had to be rescheduled for later in the season so his balls could heal.
That's a different
A bite
story.
is bad. And, why would it... How would his father feel? What do you say to that? My kid just totally went to his crotch like a dog.
I know that the position fullback is called sweeper. I wonder what position the teabagger is.
Oh, gross. I don't know.
Bring the teabagger out on the field and tell him to sharpen up them chompas.
That kid was the teabagger. But yeah, so those are all my little weird news stories. We have time. Do you want to just chit chat? Is there anything we could do a little more ranting? Anything you'd like to discuss? We've got a good, 10 minutes. Or we could make it short.
Yeah, I'll be honest, I've never done this portion of the show before,
It's
so
just
I was a
news.
little unprepared, and I didn't have any weird news of my own.
But that's okay because usually during our weird news segments, we'll talk about the weird news and then we just chit chat after. So if there's anything you want to discuss, doesn't matter what subject.
Well, we do live in a town of weird people.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
You live in a small town. You blink, there's dispensaries. All the restaurants are gone. It's just dispensaries and dust clouds. And lots of drones every night. I see drones all the time. He's like, who cares? They're drones. But they're so low. I want to know why. Why? Why in this little hick town are they
But I don't
so low?
think that
I've got
the drone
a video of
operators
them.
feel the need to
There's a video
explain
if you
it
guys
to
want to look. I'm not the best. My phone doesn't take best video, so everything's like, But, man, he knows I've been seeing him for years.
I've seen nothing.
BS. You saw that one drone. You saw one of them. Yeah, you did. All right. That's I want to know. What do you guys think? What are they, I don't know. What are they said they're surveying something. There was a rumor that they were looking for nuclear bombs got leaked into the country, and so they were flying over with infrared or whatever the heck sensors, to see if they. That's just a theory. I don't know that I believe it, but there's all kinds of little theories. I don't think they're little green men. I really don't.
I don't buy any of it.
I think it's the government, and I think there has to be something because and I'm not saying aliens, but it could be there's a space force that is a part of the military. So why would they have space force?
Trust me.
Who are they fighting in space?
As a younger man, I'd be in the Space Force.
He would. He wants to do an untethered spacewalk. I said, see ya.
Yep, definitely.
I'll be watching from Earth.
Definitely one of
Good
my
day,
bucket
sir.
list items is to do a spacewalk.
No, not me.
That
God put me on the Earth. I'm gonna stay on the Earth.
That and rolling down the pills.
Rolling the pills.
Rolling down the pills. That's a dream coming true.
Rolling the pills up.
Rolling down the hills with the
Pandas.
fake Chinese robot pandas.
Oh yeah, that's the conspiracy. Pandas aren't real. Because it is kind of weird, they're the only mammals that don't naturally mate. They have to be artificially inseminated.
You know what it is?
And they're
I'm going
always
to tell
on
you why
loan.
that is. I'm going to tell you why that
They never give
is.
us the pandas. They're on loan.
I'll tell you why that is.
Why is that
Because the male panda was born more intelligent than any other male mammal on the planet. And he realized a long time ago that it just ain't worth all the crap. He's like, I'm not messing with these girl pandas. Mm-hmm. They are a pain in the ass. I would just, rather not.
Right back at you, because I wish I'd have never messed with no boy panda.
So, that's why male pandas are like, I ain't having nothing to do with her. She only wants me for my bamboo anyway.
Dude,
She only wants me for my bamboo.
I just think it's peculiar. They have to be artificially inseminated, and they're only on loan to us. Something to think about. I didn't say I believed it. It's just something tossed out there. I've seen it on the internet, and I'm like, what is this craziness?
Well, yeah, they're only on
fun to
loan
think
to us.
about,
They got to
right?
replace the server
Are they
every
robots?
few years.
Are they drones that are spying on us? What are they going to find out about us at the zoo?
Well, probably the same thing that I've just told y'all on the ranting ring about how today's youth is stupid. That's what
his
the
opinion
pandas
is not the opinion.
That's
of
what the
legends,
pandas are
okay?
going to take
Or
back
me.
to China. They're going to be like, don't worry, they're raising idiots over there. That's what the pandas are going to be reporting.
Well, Do you know, speaking of that, in our ranting ring, we were talking about TikTok and how it's kind of idiotic. When it was owned by China, our TikTok, very different than the TikToks in other countries.
That's
the
what
TikToks in other countries.
That's what they're going to be discussing.
You learn things, tutorials, fun little... Not this crowd.
Learning and morals, that sounds like a great way to turn American children off of TikTok. Why don't you just throw some other good life lessons and some wisdom in with it, and they'll really hate it. Hey, and make it to where it takes them at least 10 minutes to get anything out of it. Woo!
Oh, they will not wait 10 minutes. 10 minutes is a dang eternity for these kids. Yep. I want it now.
Let me just go on the record and say I'm against child abuse.
Absolutely.
But these damn children, I tell you what, they could use a few head knockings around. They really could.
I'm not opposed to that, but don't reach kids.
No, like I said, make them leave the damn house. Somebody else will beat them for you.
Yeah, take away,
As soon as they come out and run that little smart mouth.
Grab their phone. Little man, you're done. That's it. You got to take charge, take control. These kids will run you over. My son tries it with me. Trust me. Does he not?
Enabling is disabling.
This is the mantra he tells me because I've been known to enable my son and spoil him very much. He's my only son.
A fact.
He's
Every time you excuse their little bullshit behavior, you're enabling them.
He gets mad at me if I make him a chocolate milk.
And no, it's even as simple as this. See, I'm no hypocrite. My mom and dad enabled me to a certain point.
They did.
When they were better off. My mom couldn't enable me now if she wanted to.
No.
But if she could, she probably would.
She would till the
day she died. And it's disabling.
Yes, she would.
Look.
Yeah.
When my dad was around, used to smoke cigarettes. This is just the most common thing I can think of. But it may seem small, but there's bigger scale things too. If you run out of cigarettes, you're like, that's all right. I'll just borrow $20 from my dad. And your dad would be like, here, fine. Horrible thing to do to me because my dad died. Mm-hmm. Where do you go now? My mom don't have any money. He didn't have no big insurance policy. So you don't know what the hell to do.
Yeah, it's
there you are.
Like you're thrown into
there you are in your 40s.
Yeah.
And you don't know how to get through the week because you've never been forced to get through the week on what you had.
You did it. We do it. You just find a way.
Because when you take away the enabling, you actually do start.
Because you have no choice. You have to do it to survive.
My friend Kevin would tell you the same thing. His parents spoiled him to death.
Yep.
His dad was always in charge of the money. Gave him everything he wanted. Oh, you want $40 to go play golf? Here you go, son. Yeah. His dad had a stroke. Not that functional anymore. Now his mom controls the money, and she ain't as giving as dad was. Mm-mm. Now his life...
they don't have as much.
His life is really a lot harder now than it would have been if his dad would have ever just put his foot down and said, no, son, go get a damn job if you want $40 to play golf.
Yeah. My dad enabled me. My parents both spoiled me. I was the baby. I was
every
spoiled.
time you let some
money.
asinine behavior go unpunished, you're enabling and disabling.
Yeah.
You may not believe it. You might think I'm being harsh, but this is from somebody who
harsh,
at one point
but it's a good life lesson. It's a good life lesson.
Your kids may have to make it without you someday. Are they going to ever be ready for that? If you died today, if you and your spouse died in a car wreck today, would your 20s, let's not talk about children even, let's talk about your children that are in their 20s. Would they know what the hell to do? Would they be able to make it?
This is something that...
Or would they struggle for quite some time before they got a foothold on what life is really about? Because you powder puffed and enabled them every damn step of the way.
Yeah. But, and it's really hard to, our son is high functioning. He has autism, but he's very smart. Very
and I
smart.
refuse to accept excuses from him.
He does. He never lets him use his autism as a crutch. And my son very rarely has tried to use it as a crutch.
Here's the thing.
Because he doesn't want to, he wants to make it on his own. So we're trying to, it's not an easy thing to do.
Here's the thing.
But we're trying our
Autism
best.
is this big thing nowadays, and it is a big thing.
It is a big thing.
I'm not going to diminish that at all. It's a big problem.
It is. I think it's in our vaccines, but that's for another
But
episode.
here's the thing. It's not that this many kids, nobody made up autism in a lab. Okay? It's always been around. Yeah, I know where you're going with food additives and growth hormones and all that.
In this episode. It's too much.
The point is, whether you think it's made in the lab or not, it's always existed.
It has always existed.
You think
Nobody
back,
labeled
people
it.
my age, in your 50s, think back to when you were in grade school. Those kids that acted like nuts.
What did I say earlier? I said my mom...
Those were your autistic damn kids.
Well, yeah, my mom said I acted a lot like Ben, and she said, I bet you had autism,
But
we didn't label it.
Those
back
words
then.
didn't exist back then.
Right.
And that is why those
learned
kids
to
weren't
deal
given
with
a
it.
pass. They were punished, and they were made
They would
to
say,
snap
"Straighten up,"
to the
suck
rest
it
of
up,
society.
quit crying,
Nobody
suck it up.
enabled them because
Yeah.
they had autism. They were punished, in fact. I'm not
Which
sure
is
that's
sad.
the right
That's
route. I'm not sure
absolutely
that
not.
is the right route. But the
No.
point is, they didn't just get to throw a rager in class and be like, "Oh, he's got problems."
Right.
No,
Yeah,
your
but
ass is going to be punished.
You go
and
into the
sooner
principal,
or later.
or back then you're getting the paddle.
Some sooner.
Remember? Back then you got the paddle.
I got the paddle plenty of times.
I never
okay?
did. I was a good girl.
Some sooner.
I was sweet.
And some later learn how to snap themselves back into society.
You just learn
if you
how
don't
to
accept it.
Yeah.
It's just the same thing I've always told my wife about how people will treat you. You know how people will treat you? The way that you allow them to treat you. That's
He's
how
right.
people will treat you.
He's right.
If you let them walk all over you, get ready to be a welcome mat.
I have been with
The
you.
same thing as with children. If you want to let them walk all over you, then you're going to be a welcome mat, and they are not going to be better off because of it. You're doing a disservice to your children by all this damn enabling. Sooner or later, there's the real world, and you're not there, and they're going to have to face it.
Now,
get them ready.
What you were saying about getting a thick skin and stuff, you've known me, we've been together going on 25 years. Or we've been together 25 years, we'll be married 24 this month. And have I not gotten more of a backbone from way back in the day?
I like to think I've rubbed off on you some.
I've gotten such a thick skin, and I used to just be I'm still emotional.
And believe it or not,
you get a thick skin, you just gotta freaking...
Believe it or not, she actually wore me down the other way.
Yes, so we've been good for each other.
Believe it or not, the guy you're looking at is the more progressive, accepting, nice guy, soft-hearted guy.
He has changed so much.
By like 500%, so you can only imagine what I used to be like.
That's why I have a thick skin now.
Yeah. She couldn't have lived with me for over 25 years and not developed a thin skin.
I've become quite the smart ass through the years. I mean, I've always kind of been one, but I'm just tougher now. I'm tougher now.
But that's true about society.
But it's good. But you're sweeter now because
that
of
is
me.
True about society, and it's also true about your damn children. They will treat you the way that you will allow them
it's true.
to treat you.
And not just children, like you said, everybody. Don't allow people
your
to
coworkers. If you let your coworkers walk all over
your spouse, anybody.
welcome that time.
Yeah, don't do it.
Don't.
You are number one.
I don't.
You know?
Not everybody has to be like me. Some people need to be a little bit more like her. Okay? A little bit softer and sweeter. And
you got to have empathy and compassion.
You do?
You have
but
to.
I submit
you
to you
try
this.
To put yourself in
while you're
the other
feeling
person's
sorry
shoes.
for people, look ahead and make sure you're not putting up with too much bullshit.
Well, no, don't do that.
Because that's where you'll
Life's
find
too
yourself.
short for the bullshit.
That's where you'll
There's
find
enough
yourself.
already.
And that's all I've got to say on that. We did
we ended it.
We did end up ranting on about crap. We could have did a third ranting ring, I guess.
We can't help ourselves. There's just so much.
I'm
to rant
sorry.
about.
If you ask, prepare for me to answer, because that's what I do.
Yeah. And I did say the rest of this we could just chit-chat and talk about whatever. But if you are still with us, thank you for joining us. Please like, subscribe, share. Don't forget to hit that bell.
Hey, and you know, I'm going to make this quick because we're running out of time.
Yeah, we are.
I always cross-promote and tell people on the Cobra Kai Corner and on the Hiya Ninja shows that they should be checking out the entire Legends, Lore, Hauntings, and More channel.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do that in reverse. Those of you that are only used to that and haven't checked out Hiya and the Ninja stuff, do it, because we talk about some interesting stuff on there. And literally, I rant in every section that I do. So if you want some more of that, check out the ninja stuff. I actually do some educational stuff sometimes, not always just on here giving my opinion.
Running your mouth.
Running my mouth. So, yeah, check out some of those other sections. And that's all I've got for this week, so see ya!
All right, and if you guys like the witchy type of content, there will be a new one-card reading on either tomorrow or the next day on Shell Spells on YouTube. So please check that out. Until next time, stay creepy.